So guys, what's going on? Instant match reaction. It finishes over in Spain. Sociedad 0, Manchester United 1. And unfortunately, it's not enough for Manchester United. We had to win the game by 2 or more goals. We've won the game, but unfortunately, we do end up finishing second in the group. And that means a qualifier awaits Manchester United to get into the next round. And that will mean playing against the likes of Barcelona, Juventus, Sevilla, Ajax, all dropping down from the Champions League. So it's not what we wanted. I didn't expect it as well, considering how the first half went, how dangerous we looked. Got that early goal, which I said in the preview was crucial, and we had to find one more, but we couldn't do it. And the second half is where it went all wrong. You know, we changed formation, we changed shape, went more attacking because we needed that second goal. Ten Hag knew it, he wanted it. You could see how much he wanted to get that second goal to avoid that qualifier, which we desperately needed to avoid. Unfortunately, as I said, we have to go on to play that now after the World Cup for an extra game. But we tried, but again, we just couldn't get anyone involved in that second half. And it's clear to see that the shape we had in the second half, the more attacking formation, we didn't really work on that for a long period of time, it looks like, because nothing went well in that second half. You know, Bruno, from the first half to the second half, it was a different player. You know, we couldn't get him involved in the second half. I thought in the first half his work rate was really good, considering he was playing out on the wing today. GARNACHO in the first half, brilliant. Second half, again, didn't get involved into the game. Ronaldo was really never involved in that game. We tried bringing Rashford on. We brought Fred, Maguire, McTominay all on, and even put Maguire up top at one point alongside Ronaldo. But again, it was just not enough. And I really do hate Spanish sides. I hate Spanish sides with a passion, but you have to respect their time wasting, because I said in the preview, we know what type of game this is going to be. Hostile atmosphere. They're going to try and time waste from minute 1. They're going to go down every little touch like it's a serious injury. We know how going up against these sides in games like this, where they know if they don't concede 2 goals without a reply, they're going through. They're sitting at the top and they're avoiding that qualifier. And they did everything they could possible tonight to frustrate Manchester United. And at the end of the day, when they put 11 men behind the ball in the last 10 minutes, we know Manchester United can't really break down these type of sides. And they're very good at what they do as well. So unfortunately, it was not enough. We tried, we got the early goal, which I said was really important. And from there, I thought, we're going to do this. We're going to get that second goal. Because if any players in the world at the moment could go there and get 2 goals and win by 2 goals, I mean, it's these boys. And as I thought, I've always believed in these boys. So it's really disappointing to see that we couldn't get the job done tonight. I know we won, that's a good thing. But again, it's really overshadowed by the thing that we didn't get through at the end of the day. So disappointment overall, guys. Even though the lineup was a very strange one as well, because Donny van de Beek was back into the side, which I thought I would never see again, to be fair. But he was okay today. We're getting to the player ratings, but it was a very strange side. I get into it now. So it was David De Gea in there. It was Luke Shaw, Diego Dallo, and Lindelof was backing for Maguire alongside Martinez, who I thought had another really incredible game tonight. That was a defence. In the middle, Casemiro and Eriksen, and it was a very strange attack going forward. We knew before the game Anthony wasn't available, Sancho wasn't available, so we thought Elanga or Garnacho, who's going to start this game? And he went bold and started Garnacho, and it paid off because he got the goal today. And he is some player, mind. He really is exciting to watch. Every time he gets on the ball, he wants to drive his team forward, wants to do the best he can for the team. And that goal today was taken brilliantly. It was not an easy finish as well. So to take it how he did and get that early goal was really important. And that was thanks to him and Ronaldo's assist. So it was Garnacho, and then it was Donny van de Beek in that cam position where Bruno normally sits. And then on the wing, it was Bruno. I thought it probably would have made more sense to play Bruno in that cam position and put Elanga on the right, give him a go there. Because Bruno is not that type of guy who's going to pick up that ball and he's going to drive at players. Imagine you had Elanga on one side and Garnacho on the other. 2 players who like to drive forward, take on their player. It may have gave us a bit more impact going forward, a bit more fire going forward, but that wasn't a selection. And Ten Hag probably thought Bruno would have been needed for this type of game, considering he wasn't going to be playing on the weekend, and he did a really good job there, especially in that first half. But again, when we changed shape in the second half, we changed formation to went more attacking. It was just not right. Something just didn't click with that shape we had in the formation. You know, spaces weren't opening up. Bruno, Garnacho and Ronaldo all up top were just not included in that second half. I didn't really see anything from them. So that was frustrating, because the first half was really, really good. As I said, we looked really, really dangerous going forward. But it's unfortunate we had a few players that were missing. I would have started Rashford for me personally, because he's been really good recently and probably could have offered something more than Bruno would have on that wing. So it's a very strange team lineup. I didn't know what went wrong there. No one expected that. No one expected Donny to start. No one expected Bruno to play on the wing, really, didn't he? So it was very strange, the lineup. But again, we gave it our all today. But again, it just wasn't enough. And Sociedad, they do their stuff really well. They do their stuff world class, and fair play to them. So you have to respect their time wasting in a way. Although I hate it, I hate Spanish sides, I really do. But you have to respect it because they knew what they needed to do tonight, and they done it. So fair play to them. But again, we have to move on now. One thing is, we were eventually going to play one of these sides dropping down from the Champions League, weren't we? So maybe it's better to get them out of the way, but does it lessen our chances of getting through to the next round? Definitely, because coming up against Barcelona, I wouldn't feel good. Juventus, at the moment, I think we could definitely give them a good game and get through them. And Ajax, Sevilla, whoever we play, we could definitely get through them. But Barcelona are the only ones that I really do fear coming down, and they're all automatically favourites for the competition in my eyes. So that's going to be tricky, guys, who we face in that qualifier. But I backed this team to get through. I backed this team to do that. They won today. They tried, but again, that deficit we had was just too hard to overcome, considering the team we were playing today and how good they are in transition, how they play, and just how they time waste. They know what they're doing. So that was a frustration bit. But play ratings, guys. David De Gea for me, world class. Yeah, again, there was one moment in the first half, made 2 quick saves, double save, one clipped over the bar, was absolutely brilliant and kept us in the game at that point, because at 1-0, if it get pegs back to 1-1, we're in danger. We're not coming back from that. So David De Gea was crucial in that. So I'd give him a solid 8 today. I thought he made some really good saves, done the business in goal. Again, really, really happy with De Gea. Luke Shaw today, I'm going to give him a 7. I didn't think he was as good going forward. I thought some of his crosses were really, really poor today. Same with Diego Dalot, to be fair. I didn't think he had his best game today as well. I thought the fullbacks weren't really in full transition mode, driving us forward today like they normally do. So that was a bit frustrating. But yeah, I'm going to give both of them a 6 today. Diego Dalot was a bit rough at times, made a few mistakes, but again, he's been really, really good recently, so can't give him too much slack today. And Martinez, I'm going to give an 8 as well. My man of the match yet again. He is so vital to this team. Especially going forward as well. Picks up the ball, picks out that pass going forward, just drives through that defence like he's an animal. He's an absolute animal. He is a world-class defender. I don't care what anyone says. Watching him every week, it's clear to see, and that's the main thing for me. So I'm going to give Martinez and his aggressiveness as well is there. One of the tackles he was making today, he fully got the ball. Of course, it's going to be given as a foul in these days, but back in those days, this guy would be an absolute warrior back in the day. So, with what fouls were like being what fouls were being given back in those days. So yeah, I'm going to give Martinez a solid 8 today. Really, really good. My man in the match. Lindelof did a job. Going to give him a 7. Didn't notice any mistakes today. Won his aerial duels quite well, defended really well. So I'm going to give him a solid 7 today. Really, really good. Casemiro, I'm going to give an 8 as well. I thought Casemiro was really, really good today, and it's clear to see with him in the side how he's just world class. He is just world class. We knew what he was like at Real Madrid, but can he come to the Premier League and do it? Can he sit in this Manchester United midfield and just show his abilities? And yes, he can. Really, really good today, especially going forward as well. He adds something going forward, which is always a positive. So I'm going to give him an 8. Eriksen, I'm going to give a 7. Eriksen just couldn't get involved in the game as much, to be fair. Normally, you want Eriksen to sit in that middle, receive the ball, and he's that person you want on the ball to make that final pass, and that never came today for me. So that's frustrating, but Again, he's been really, really good this season, so I can't cut him too much slack. So I will give him a 7 today. Actually, I'll give him a 6 today. Didn't think it was one of his better games today. Garnacho, I'm going to give a 7. Really, really bright today. Really, really happy for him with the goal, and especially with his idol Ronaldo being right next to him and assisting him. Probably a really happy moment for him. Unfortunately, that couldn't end up being us getting first place, getting that avoiding that qualifier. But again, that guy has a bright future. Again, against Sheriff, really, really good, positive going forward. And again today, as soon as he received the ball, dangerous, an absolute dangerous person. So for me, I'm excited for how he does going forward now for Manchester United. I hope he's involved more, because I think definitely ahead of Sancho at the moment. He's ahead of Alango at the moment. So if he keeps up, it's going to be hard to not put him in the squad week in, week out. So for me, I'm going to give him a 7 today. Really, really good. Bruno, I'm going to give him a 7. I think the second half faded away a lot for him. As I said, there were a few players in that second half. Eriksen, Casemiro, Bruno, Garnacho, Ronaldo all faded away in that second half due to a change in shape, and it was clear to see we've not really worked on that a lot, and we just had to throw everything at it in that second half to get that second goal. So for me, I'm going to give Bruno a 7. I thought first half worked his ass off, considering he's playing on the wing, not probably what he wanted to play, but his energy was there. He was just really, really good in that first half, but the second half couldn't even notice him, so I will give him a 7. Donny van de Beek as well today, coming into the side. Bold move by Ten Hag. Can he put in a performance? I thought he did today. I thought he was really, really good when he picked up the ball in neat positions. He was silky with what he was doing. He was creating chances. And again, Donny van de Beek is that player which everyone just forgets about. Yeah, everyone forgets about. He's worked under Ten Hag. He knows what Ten Hag expects of him. And it's not going to be instant because he's been not involved in the squad for years, hasn't he, with Manchester United. So it's going to take time for him to get back to his best. But I didn't think he had a bad game at all today. So I will give him a 6. And then Ronaldo, I'm going to give a 6 as well. Not really involved in the game at all. Had one chance where in that first half you're thinking chip it over the keeper. He does that. It unfortunately goes over the bar and ends up just missing. So very, very poor from Ronaldo. But again, a confident Ronaldo net star. But Erik ten Hag today for me. Substitutions, Rashford bringing him on to make an impact. Yes, I expected him to bring him on late. He did. Couldn't make the impact he wanted, so I will give Rashford. I'm going to give him a 6 as well. I thought he was not the best when he came on. Fred, again, poor. Poor when Fred came on. I'm going to give Fred a 4 today. McTominay, I'm going to give him an average 5 when he came on. Maguire, again, he was just shoved up front with Ronaldo to try and get on that end ball. We just couldn't do it tonight. So, for Ten Hag, I thought the team was bold from him. Big decision for him in considering the pressure of this game. So for me, I'm going to give Ten Hag a 7 today. I thought his lineup could have been a lot better, and we could have maybe, because Aston Villa on the weekend, it's always going to be a very hard game against Aston Villa. Considering Emery's coming in, I thought Rashford, you cannot drop your best player in a game you have to win. It doesn't really make sense to me. But at the end of the day, he did that at 1-0. You're thinking we can do this. I definitely thought I could believe on these players to go and do that in the second half again and dominate them and find that second goal. But it just didn't work today. Maybe another day it does work, but you can't sit on anything like that. We weren't just good enough in the second half, and Sociedad knew what they had to do, and they've done that well. So fair play to them, but we have to go through a qualifier now, guys. But let me know what you guys thought of the game, guys. Really interested to see what went wrong today in that second half from your point of views, guys. Were you surprised by the lineup? Let me know what you guys think down below, guys. But smash a like, guys. Subscribe to the channel. I'll be back for the Aston Villa preview on Saturday. But anyway, guys, it's frustrating. Enjoy the rest of your week. And we won the game. That's a positive thing, but we didn't quite get through. Anyway, guys, see you guys. Goodbye.